Hey guys, what's up? I am finally doing the thing that I've been wanting to do for like forever. And yeah, I've always wanted to do this. And I would think about it and think about it and think about it and think about it, think about it, and never do it. I don't get it. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys the things in my head. And the things in my head are random. It could be anything. So, today though, I want to touch on following your gut. I'm just going to start with that because that's how I live and that's how I function. You will have an easier ride through life if you can get in touch with your gut, like your gut feeling about things. Literally, I use it for everything, like crossing the street. I'm extreme. Like, I follow my gut. If my gut tells me cross the street, I'm crossing the damn street. I don't play around. Like, there was a time where I never listened to my gut, and I just followed my head, and I was like, okay, head says go left, go left. And I would override that gut feeling, and then I'd get in trouble. Like, I would get in situations where it wasn't fun, you know? And the more I would go through those cycles, at some point I was like, all right, it's time to start listening. Like, it's time to start listening to my gut. Every time I listen, good things happen. And it's interesting because people I know are always like, how do you follow this elusive gut feeling? Not everyone can tap into that. And I didn't even know what a gut feeling was. Like, I never heard of it in any sphere of reality for me. No one in my life was like, oh, gut feeling, right? This all started when I started meditating. Like, I started meditating, and I know there's people who don't want to hear about meditation because they're like, oh, I don't meditate. Meditation can't solve my problems. And that's completely fine. If you feel like that, you feel like that. And I've spent way too much time trying to convince people that meditation is powerful. Like, it's either you're interested or you're not. But anyway, I just meditated because I was in so much pain and I was so anxious and I was like going through so much emotionally and I didn't know how to center myself. I just felt crazy. I was like, I don't understand what is going on with me. I need some navigation here. And one thing led to another and I kind of discovered meditation. And the more I would meditate, I didn't meditate with expectation of anything because I didn't know anything was possible. And the more I would meditate, I started noticing like certain changes, like psychologically and psychically. And when I say psychologically, is that my mind wasn't so tumultuous anymore. I wasn't always fighting. Like, I know I used to be an overthinker, and I know people who are overthinkers. It's not fun. Like, you're just always in your head, always in here, just like going on and on and on and on about A, about B, about C, about D, you know? And when I started meditating, I found that this wasn't like running my life or ruining my life, whichever you want to say. And then the other thing that I discovered was gut feeling. Like, I just discovered that, oh, I have a feeling I shouldn't do that. I should do this. And for a while, I didn't trust it, of course. And I would just be like, oh, what the hell is that? I'm just going to do whatever this is, you know? And yeah, and time again, I would find that whenever I overrode the gut feeling and just followed my head, it wasn't good. Like, I would end up in all kinds of situations and I was just like, I should have listened. And that's the worst feeling when you're like, I should have, like I knew better. So anyway, I just decided, I was like, all right, I'm going to trust this gut feeling and let's see what happens. Let's see where it's trying to lead me. And come to find out, everything that happens when I follow my gut was positive. And I like, at some point, my friends were like, how are you always just like arriving at the right time or leaving at the right time or like slightly missing some car accident? Like, it's always some crazy stuff. And it's just because like I now understand that you have a bigger, higher self that can see way ahead of your normal human 3D self. And it's always like, hey, don't go down that street, or hey, that person's not good for you. And we all know, I don't know if everyone's been in a situation where it's like you had a feeling not to do it and you did it and the whole thing just went to shit. It was like, oh my god, I knew that I should not have even been in that whole situation. Yeah, I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one. So essentially, what I'm trying to get at is that your gut is like a, it's like a GPS, like Google Maps, and it's always like, hey, go right, go left, go wherever, and just trust it. Like play a game with yourself. Like you have nothing to lose. Just whenever you have that feeling of I want to follow my head instead of my gut feeling, just be like, all right, I follow my head all the time, and this is where it leads me. What about I follow my gut for a change and see where it leads me? Like, you have nothing to lose. Just try it. Yeah, I feel like we all have that. I'm not special in any way. Like, I've heard people say, oh, you're just lucky, or you're just special. No, 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 no. I don't believe it for a second. I feel like we all have that ability. I'm not special, and I'm not unique, and I'm not this anomaly. This is like, I feel like we are all, at some stage, we're all going to be tapped in, like tapped in enough to feel our gut. And we're going to move like that. So yeah, like I literally trust my gut. And there was this one day when I was walking to the grocery store and I had the feeling cross the street. And I was like, man, like if I cross the street, it's gonna take me way longer. I don't wanna do all that. And I saw this man, it was just a man walking down towards me and me walking towards him. And this feeling was like, cross the street. And I was like, ah, I don't wanna cross the street. Like I do fight with the guy. Don't get me wrong, like in as much as I follow my gut, sometimes I fight with it. And I'm like, I don't want to cross the damn street. It's too much fucking work. And then I was like, okay, I'll cross the street. Like, you win, I'll cross the street. So anyway, I crossed the street and I take the long way around. I'm just trying to get to Whole Foods. And I go away all the way around and I go to Whole Foods, buy my food, I'm chilling, go home, eat my breakfast, all good. And then later on in the day, like 2 hours later, I was heading out. And I don't remember where I was going, but I was going out. And the same man, let me tell you, the same damn man, he was still around that, like, it was like an intersection where it's like 4 streets going, like, yeah, you get it. But anyway, he was walking, for some reason, it's like 3 hours later and he's still there. He's walking around and he walks past this, I guess he's walking this way and there's a guy walking this way. Okay, this way. Let's do it this way. So this is the homeless guy. He's like, doo, 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 doo. And this is the normal pedestrian civilian guy. Like, doo, 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 doo. He has a dog as well. And it's like, doo, 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 doo. And then they get to each other and the freaking homeless guy punches this guy out of nowhere. Out of freaking nowhere, dude. And he's like, punches him like, poosh. And then this guy's like, whoa, what the fuck, bro? I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny, but it was kind of funny. But anyway, this guy is like, what the fuck, bro? And of course, the homeless guy, he's like, man, he's not just a regular homeless guy. He's on something. And this guy's just like, brr, brr, brr. And then this guy's dog attacks him because he has this pit bull with him. And the dog is like, oh, hell no. You're going to touch on my freaking owner. And so he attacks the homeless guy. And I'm just like, what the hell is happening? And I was in an Uber and the Uber driver was like, what the hell is... And yeah, it was fucking crazy. And anyway, the guy just pulled his dog back off of him and like backed off. And I don't even know how that dissipated because I was in the car and I was moving. And I was like, whoa, mind blown. Like, this same guy where I didn't want to cross the street, where I was like, oh, it's too much trouble, XYZ, the same freaking guy. And that feeling kept saying, cross the street, because he was getting closer. And eventually I was like, okay, I give up, I'll cross the street. And that's what I mean about following your gut. Like, little shit like that is how I listen. And it's hard to explain. It's just all very internal. And I feel like a lot of us are very external. And I'm both internal and external, but my navigation is internal. So I find it hard to take navigation from people, from like outside sources, because I feel like I'm the only one who can feel that inner navigation that's trying to tell me, don't go this way, go that way. And yeah, so like try it. Just like as I said, just meditate more and like watch videos on how to, you know, listen to your intuition and just develop that. Like you can use it in business. Like I've heard people, highly successful people, talk about using their gut feeling, their instinct, their intuition to like decide what company to work for, or what contract to sign, who to publish a book with, whatever. Anyway, so that's all I had to say today. I will be back next time. I'm gonna try to do a video every day. Let's see how that goes, because I'm not very good with this everyday thing, because I get like carried away with other stuff. But hear me out. I'm gonna try to give you a video every day, and yeah, I'm just gonna have these little talk sessions. We call them talk sessions. I'll call them talk sessions. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and subscribe if you want. Doesn't really matter. All right, thank you. Bye.